What's up, folks? Today is Sunday, March the 10th, 2019, and we're going to be doing our weekly strategy recap, a portfolio recap and strategy call here. So let's get right into where we're at with our position. So here we are in emerging markets. We have EEM. We have our iron butterfly centered over 43, and we took in $2.05 worth of credit. 48.53% probability of profit as of today. And we are here in the getting close to that level. Let me re-put that slice to break even. If we get down to 41, we're going to add another position here. But for right now, we're not going to do anything until we get to 41, but we are looking at that break even down right here on the put side. Let's go to EWY. Here we are in our South Korean ETF. As you can see, much more risk. We got $702 worth of risk on the call side, $902 worth of risk on the put side. We'll look to ladder in, I guess, right at 59.50. We took in $2.50 worth of credit on both sides. The other thing that we can do is we can move this 63 down to 62 a little bit. So we can certainly look at doing that as an adjustment, which is very similar to the adjustment that we did in OIH, which we'll get to here in a second. All right, let's look at GDX. GDX, we have two different positions on, one that ends here in a couple of weeks, really nicely centered. Both of these are naked positions. And so we have this position up really nicely, almost an 80% probability of profit here. We're going to get this one off. I think that the GTC, good till canceled order, is for 60 cents to get this position off right at 50% of the credit that we took in. And it was selling for 62 cents Friday afternoon. And so 62, we really should be in a place where our just time decay is going to get us there, hopefully by the end of the day on Monday, which would then make us look at our April 12th position, which we just put on. So we can reset those slices to break even, and then we change this date to the 12th. And here we are already at a 51.82% probability of profit. Now, if we get to 23, we'll look to add on another position here. We'll look to add another naked position on here. GDX is such that I feel pretty good about the neutral position. It doesn't move a ton, and we can typically take advantage of those moves. Now, let's get into IYR. All right, so IYR is going to look interesting. This graph is crazy, right? Graph is really crazy. However, interesting. Okay, so let's get back into the graph right here. Let's get into expiration this coming week. So there's a reason that I haven't done anything with this position yet. Okay. It's likely that we're going to lose out on all of our 76 put 70 or 77 put 78 call really tight, which you can see right here. Really tight iron condor right here. However, remember that we laddered into a position. We just took the short strikes off this past week on that particular position. And so when we go down here, we see this 76 put, and then we see an 89 call. So 76 put, 89 call right down here that are basically worthless right now because those are the long legs of the iron butterfly that we took out this week. And so we've already profited a little bit. We're still probably going to look at a $50 loss on this total position. However, because we were able to ladder into this position, and really we could have been much more aggressive rolling down here and maybe gotten out of this position for a profit. But with that laddered position, we had a little bit of leeway. And so that's really where we're at with this position. We're looking at about a $50 loss here on this position total for March in IYR, but that's fine. I mean, if we just go to IYR, I mean, let's look at how parabolic IYR was. Let's move my face a little bit. I mean, so this has been IYR over the last little bit, all the way down from 70.50 basically. And I mean, you just see a parabolic move. For a major security like IYR, and especially to the upside, right? You're much more likely to see these type of moves right here to the downside than you are to the upside. However, I mean, this is an insane move to the upside. So as you can see, we likely got in this position right in this area. So probably on this day, I bet we could go back and take a look at this day. We got in, and then we just moved parabolically. But then we've been here for about the last month's worth of trading, right? And this is much more representative of IYR and what IYR is going to look like. You know, even here, these moves are, you know, we can trade out of this move in almost every situation when you're looking at a security that makes this type of move. You can ladder in all you want, but there's the very likely potential that you're going to lose a little bit of money on a move like this when we're trading neutral iron butterflies. All right, so let's get back to our Analyze tab. Let's move to April. Really nice, right? Already up 80 bucks basically here in this position. We changed this to our Thursday expiration. We've got a 50% probability of profit on right now. We'll continue to see that move every single day as we get closer and closer to expiration. But, you know, looking to take this off at 25% of the credit we received. Total profit would be 560 or so. So, you know, we'd be looking at taking 25% off on that. Let's take a look at OIH. Okay, so OIH is interesting. So we originally had a 17 put 18 call position here, okay? So what we've already done, and we actually added this early in the week. It might have been Monday or Tuesday when we added this particular position. But what we did is we took this call and we rolled it down, right? So we rolled that call down to 17. So now we have an iron butterfly centered over at 17, and we've already banked this profit right here. And then we added a 16. We added a 16 iron butterfly. And so we now have a position in which we make money, if the max amount of money, if we end anywhere between 16 and 17 in this position, okay? Plus the credit that we've already taken for this 18 call. Okay, so this 18 call, we also get to add into our positional profit, and that takes out our break evens on this. So whatever it was, that total amount of money that we've already banked, we also get to keep that. All right, so you're seeing this right as down 112, and again, that's not the case because we've already banked profit. But because we've already adjusted, you're going to see that we're going to look down. We're going to have an open position loss on this particular trade for the time being, okay? Until we let time decay, you know, and I mean, it's going to take some time before, so the first time is another 2 weeks from now, and that's saying that IV stays the same, right? Saying that IV stays the same. So what we did with this move down, there was no reason to keep this 18. I went ahead and just rolled down, even though it's super early here, but I did go ahead and roll that down. Let's get into bonds. Bonds are actually getting kind of close at 122.50. We'll look to add this other position, but TLT is already, already trying to challenge up here. So we'll see what happens as we get closer and closer to that. All right, VIX-B. VIX-B early. I mean, let's just even go back to our charts. VIX-B. So as you can see here, we were all the way down to 29.24, and this week we saw, this is actually, it was an up day here, even though we gapped all the way, or got all the way up to 34.50, 34.60 or so. What you see here is that we closed at the low of the day here in VIX-B. We saw a number of straight up days, which is fine. Thankfully, we are so far out of the money, right? So here we are at 32, but down here, And this is about where we were with this profit, about 80 bucks on this particular position. And then we get all the way out 91.02% probability of profit. Our break even's 4307. All right, so that's where we're at with VIX-B. Not going to do anything. We've got our closing position, or closing order to take this off at 5 cents. All right, XBI. We've traded the heck out of XBI here, the biotech. One position took in a massive like $6 credit. So looking to get about 200 bucks off on this particular position. We'll look to add if we hit our break evens. 570 of risk, total potential profit of 630. So we will look to do really good things with this particular position. So 570 on the call side, interesting, and 470 on the put side. Don't usually see that. All right, XLE, here we are in oil. So what this is showing, we took those positions off in oil, and these are just our little lottery tickets. $57 is what we'll lose at expiration on Friday, unless we see a huge move in oil, in which case we can make a little bit of money. But this position is essentially already defunct. Finally, XLY. Again, this is really a chicken wing iron butterfly. 340 on the put side, 140 on the call side worth of risk. Here we are, up 70 bucks. Again, trying to get, what is this? 350. So, trying to get 90 bucks or so. So we're getting somewhat close to taking this position off. Let's get into our IV percentiles. So one of the things that you'll notice is we only had a couple of securities that were at the IV percentile range of 30 or higher, which is where, if it's not 30 or higher, I'm not even really going to look at it unless it's something like bonds or IYR or things that I've tended to trade pretty frequently. But even then, we've got IYR right here, TLT down here. I mean, a 0% IV percentile. But still going to look to get some level of exposure to bonds. But you're seeing that we're not adding anything here. Any of our major things. EEM has seen a reduction in IV. But our big ones are VIX-B, GDX, OIH. Again, you're seeing things that we're in. We probably want to get a position here in FXI. So FXI is one that I haven't seen. EWI, we got a position in. XBI, IYR. Not going to get in XOP, right? Because we have an open position in OIH. Right, so we don't want to get into one particular position. But yeah, so what we're probably going to do is we're probably going to look at FXI, right? Probably going to look at FXI. Keep going down, and that's really going to be it from an iron butterfly, iron condor style position. We still might add in some diagonals. We still might add in a couple of other positions, but that's gonna be it unless we see an increase in IYR. So definitely look at an FXI position, and then if we get any of these that move beyond our break evens, we'll then look to add those positions. Charts real quick. We can just take a look here at a couple of these charts. Q's ended at the high of the day there. This is the 30-minute chart. Daily. Q saw a nice little retraction there, but nothing major. You're going to see the same thing on IWM right here. You're going to see the same thing in Dow Jones, right? So you're going to see these pretty representative of all of our major markets. So we're really looking at selling premium here, just kind of watching what the market's going to do. We'll take a look tomorrow evening at what the market's doing. It's really where we're at. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at Ryan, RYAN, at Sell That Option. Otherwise, here we are. We're going to monitor our positions. We're going to take a look at really just a lot of what we're doing. And yeah, let's have a great week trading, y'all. Let's do it. All right, so what you just saw was a weekly video that I send out to my members every single Sunday that does really two things. One, it goes over my current positions, kind of what I'm thinking with each of those positions, whether or not I think we're going to need to adjust those positions or add to those positions. I also will go over kind of what I'm thinking going into the week, right? So I'm thinking, hey, right, the market is giving us this. What is it that we need to do in order to be successful this week in the market? What is it that we need to do in order to make sure that we are generating income for our portfolios? And then the other thing that we're doing is we're talking general market overview, right? What's going on in the market? In late 2018, right, when I'm recording this, oil has been getting destroyed, right? And so we talk a little bit about how that's influencing the general market, right? Why is oil doing what it's doing, or how is it impacting the S&P 500? How is it impacting general market sentiment, right? We're really trying to get into the mindset, right? And we're really trying to delve deep into some of these larger issues in the market, right? And how that might impact our portfolios. Right, and the reason that I do this is because I sincerely believe that what needs to happen week in and week out, day in and day out, is for people that are trying to learn how to get good at this, right? Because all this is it's a skill. It's like every other skill, right? You can learn, right? You need to learn from somebody that's been there, that's figured it out, and can be successful, right? So that's what I'm doing with each of my members every Sunday when I send this video out. Is I'm saying, hey, this is getting into the mind of somebody that's figured it out, that is successful. And so I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not advising. I'm simply showing you and letting you get into my mind a little bit as to what it is that I do day in and day out, week in and week out. Now, for watching this far, I want to give you a special code, right, for membership. So if you're ever interested in joining us here at sellthatoption.com, you can go to Stock Trading Services and you can enter the code YouTube. All lowercase, YouTube, all lowercase, in order to get 50% off any membership, lifetime 50% off, quarterly, yearly, monthly, all 50% off, and all available to you with the code YouTube. Okay, so what do you get? Under members, you get my daily recap videos, you get my weekly strategy videos, you get my introduction to stock options course, my advanced options course, and my general knowledge base. And I am always adding new courses, right? I'm always adding new case studies, always adding new stuff to make sure that the education and the product that I'm delivering is simply the best. That's my goal, to deliver the best product. That way I give you, my loyal subscribers and my loyal followers, the absolute best opportunity to be successful in this market. Right. So there it is. All lowercase, YouTube, discount code, 50% off. If you have any questions, reach out to me at Ryan, RYAN, at sellthatoption.com. Or, as always, stay humble, stay hungry, and here's to our success.